Beginning of the year, this was looking like a decent matchup. Now the big question is, can the Buckeyes roll all over Sparty just like they did a year ago? Let's preview Ohio State, Michigan State. Coming into the year, it looked like the three-headed monster was going to wreak havoc for the Ohio State Buckeyes. C.J. Stroud, quarterback. Yeah, that has happened this year. But two other guys, Jackson Smith and Jake Bat, wide receiver. He's been hurt since the Notre Dame game. And then the running back, Travion Henderson, has kind of taken a little bit of a backseat at 1B to Mayan Williams. 1A, Emeka Egbuka, has stepped up big time in the passing game, which should surprise nobody. He was the number one wide receiver in the nation in his recruiting class just a few years ago. This offense is becoming more balanced by the week. It's becoming more balanced by the game. If they have to run the ball for 250, they're going to do that. If they got to throw the ball for 350 or 400, they're going to do that. Okay, this is one of the more balanced offenses that Ryan Day has had since he's been head coach at Ohio State. This is a physical team. They can do it finesse. They can throw it over the top on you. They can hit you in the mouth. Ohio State can do it in a variety of ways. And man, you look at the matchup against this Michigan State team. Look, this Michigan State defense I don't think was great coming into this season. And then you take half your starters out due to injury. And it's just going to get tougher. It's just going to get tougher. Look, Michigan State right now is 2-3. They've lost 3 straight games to Power 5 opponents. They got crushed by Washington. They got demolished by Minnesota. And they only put up 13 points against Maryland. Right, this is a Michigan State team. If they lose this game, they'll go to 2-4. And there will be some serious questions in East Lansing, Michigan. The more I watch Michigan State this season, the more I come to appreciate the talent that was Kenneth Walker. Kenneth Walker was such a big part, and he masked a lot of issues of this, not only this offense, but this team last season. He was such a big part. And at the time, you thought, yeah, he's a really good player. He's a great player, but this is a good team on offense. Right? Remember, you had Jalen Naylor out there at wide receiver. You had Jaden Reed. We thought Peyton Thorne was a solid top 5 type of quarterback in the Big Ten. Now you take away the running game. Now you have a running game that can't do squat. And all of a sudden we find out what type of quarterback Peyton Thorne really is. He's an average to below average Big Ten quarterback right now. He can't do it himself. Right? And no, can any quarterback really do it himself? Maybe you can't blame the kid that much. But this is a really tough situation for Michigan State. You're already reeling right now. Like I mentioned, the injuries on defense, the lack of being able to move the ball on offense, and now you welcome in Ohio State to your house. What is Michigan State? I'm going to try to do this. I'm going to try my best, Sparty fans. What does Michigan State have to do? You got to force turnovers. You got to try to force turnovers because I don't think this defense at Michigan State is going to be able to consistently stop Ohio State in terms of yardage. You got to get a little lucky. You know, sometimes that plays into it as well. On offense, getting rid of the football quickly. This is a good Ohio State front. Look, you're going to have trouble running the football. So getting rid of the football quickly, try to get your guys in space, try to create some mismatches. But I look all across this field. Look, Ohio State, I don't think it's that tough of a game plan to take Jaden Reed out of this one. You got good DBs back there. Ohio State second in the Big Ten in passing defense right now. Tanner McAllister and Denzel Burke, you got guys to take out Jaden Reed. I don't think Jaden Reed is necessarily going to have a big day. I don't think he can have a big day against this team. I think this O-line is probably going to struggle against this Ohio State defensive front. There's really good players all across the Ohio State defensive front. I don't think they're going to run the ball. Ohio State, even though they're middle of the road in the Big Ten, giving up 110 rush yards per game, I look at Michigan State and what they've been able to do running the football. Yeah, they rushed for 100 yards last week against Maryland, but their top 2 rushers, Collins and Berger, 34 and 36 yards respectively. Like, this is an Ohio State defense that's going to be able to clamp in and slow down and stop Michigan State. It's going to be a long day for Sparty football. It's going to be a tough day for Sparty football. Probably by the end of the day, this is going to be a 2-4 team, and there's going to be a lot of questions. Because Michigan State, they still got to play Michigan. They still got to play Penn State, even though they're struggling a little bit. They still have to play Wisconsin. This is going to be a team that is going to struggle. I can probably say this with a lot of confidence right now. This is going to be a team that's going to struggle to get to bowl eligibility. And there's going to be big-time questions down the road for Michigan State. They're probably going to lose to Michigan. They're probably going to lose to Penn State. Who else can you beat down the stretch to try to get to a postseason berth? I think a lot of people's eyes in the conference are starting to open up to what really was the story for Michigan State football. For Ohio State, this is just another confidence builder. This is just another road. You've got to stay focused. Stay focused on the task at hand. I know it's going to be really easy to overlook Michigan State, but you can't come out flat. Look, Michigan State is not a good team, but you come out flat, and who knows what can happen. Take a little bit of a page of what Minnesota did. Minnesota was extremely physical in that game, running the football and then hitting those pass plays over the top. I think that's what Ohio State is going to come out and do. I want to see them be physical, run the football all over the Sparty defense. Personally, I don't think it's going to be that hard. Defensively, I don't think it's going to be that hard to stop Michigan State. I want to hear what you guys think about this one. Do you think it's as far from Michigan State to Ohio State as I think it is, or do you think this one's going to be a little bit closer? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe to Big Ten Ted. I'm Big Ten Ted, and we'll see you in the next one.